So hello everyone and welcome. And I feel at the moment quite fortunate that we get to sit here in meditation. I get to somehow talk about meditation a little bit in this guidance I'll offer. As I give this morning guidances, I'm also guiding myself. In doing the guidance, these guided meditations, it's kind of an opportunity for me to drop in within to my connection to meditation, my inner life, an inner life that has become much richer uh, through meditation practice. So the topic I want to introduce today is, with the first introduction and then the topic. It's sometimes known that ethics in Buddhism is not meant to be a set of rules that we are obligated to adhere to. They are trainings. They are trainings that we engage in. They are trainings we engage in for our own benefit, and they are gifts that we give to the world, gift of safety. And they're trainings for ourselves to tap into and support and discover something really valuable within, so that our ethical behavior is not a commandment, but is something that is inspired by our inner state of heart, our inner state of mind, our quality of our inner being. And so there's a word in Pali that means both beautiful. One dictionary also provides the word charming or auspicious, but it also has a meaning of virtue or having has an ethical quality. And someone who has this kalyana, this beauty, is also someone who has an ethical virtue or an ethical disposition on the inside. And to connect beauty and ethics is, I think, quite profound. That it's our inner beauty that we discover, that we cultivate, that we evoke, that is the source of living an ethical life. So, inner beauty, what is it? So to begin with assuming a posture, and meditation posture is a posture that allows or begins a process of connecting to our inner life. To assume a posture that allows there to be some degree, small degree maybe, of confidence manifested through the body. That provides a posture that provides some stability, where our weight, is against firmly against weight of our body, firmly against something that supports it, the floor, chair, bed. And a posture that maybe begins to provide us with some inner stability. A place that's stable, maybe that's deeper or lower in our torso than where there might be anxiety or agitation. And lowering the gaze. gently closing the eyes. And then, in a way that is in harmony with something gentle or beautiful within, take some little deeper breaths, smooth, slow, not so deep that it's a challenge, but deep enough to feel your torso more fully. And a little longer exhale. So the longer period of exhaling gives it bigger chance, longer chance to let go, settle in. Let the weight of your body settle into whatever supports it. Letting your breathing return to normal. And with a normal breath, moving through your body, and on the exhale, seeing if there's places of softening, relaxing, the muscles around the eyes, the face, the shoulders or the belly. And then as you exhale, maybe you can also relax your thinking mind. Soften it. Let there be a quieting of your thinking. And as the thinking mind relaxes, allow yourself to settle into your body, breathing. see if you can find a place within that you associate with an inner goodness, an inner sense of ethical integrity or beauty. Maybe underneath any place of agitation or recrimination. Deep inside, where do you associate, where do you feel or sense the source of goodness might be? And if there is such a place, breathe with that, as if your breathing moves through it like a gentle wind, or your breathing begins and ends in that place. And then coming to the end of this sitting, to take a few moments to see where inside do you associate with inner goodness, maybe a place of love, kindness, a place of where there's a desire not to cause harm in this world. Maybe a place of care for this world. And if there is such a place, maybe without feeling those things now, but associated with those, to let their inner eye gaze upon the world, the whole world, leaving no one out, considering all of humanity, our family. May all people have opportunities for great happiness. May all people have safety in how they live their lives and go about their everyday. May all people know peace, wake up to a peaceful world without conflict and war. May all people be free, free of oppression and poverty and free of inner turmoil and attachments and challenges. May all beings be happy. And may we consider the small and the big ways that we can contribute to that. Thank you. So, so we come to the third talk on the 10 protectors, the 10 supports, or the 10 helpers, depending on how we translate the word nati, the Pali word. And this is a teaching coming from the Buddha that appears in the numerical discourses. It's in the 10th chapter. It's the discourse number 17. And what's provided is a list without much discussion, or any discussion about them. And but it's a wonderful list, and in other places these are discussed. These qualities are discussed in different ways. And today the protector is having good spiritual friends. So the first was our own virtue. The second yesterday was, what was it yesterday? Yeah, sometimes my mind doesn't work so fast sitting here, and already kind of my mind going with the next thing. But anyway, today it's loving kindness. It's Kalyana Mitta. And the word Kalyana can mean beautiful. That's usually the first dictionary definition. And but it also refers to the kind of inner beauty from which virtue arises, ethical integrity arises, from which the disposition to be honest and truthful appears. And so someone who's a good spiritual friend, a Kalyana Mitta, is someone who is honest, someone who has kind of virtuous behavior in life. It's also meant to be, it also refers to someone who is a spiritual teacher. The Buddha was considered to be the great Kalyana Mitta, someone who opens the door for a spiritual life, on the path to liberation, someone who knows it and supports others in doing this. And so the idea here is this: they're a Kalyana. They're also they possess a certain kind of inner beauty, an ethical beauty, that is part of what they're pointing to as a possibility for you, for everyone else. And to have a few Kalyana Mittas, to have a few of these good spiritual friends, these beautiful spiritual friendships, is a great support for ourselves. It is, and it's also a protection. To have good spiritual friends who you're a little bit accountable to means that when you're about to do something that you don't quite feel good about, you remember your good spiritual friends, and would you want to tell them about what you're doing? Would you like them to know about it? And if the answer is no, then you should probably be careful not to do it. Not that these good spiritual friends are policing you and saying, watching you and judging you if you do something that is not quite coming from this beautiful ethical place within. But the teachings of the Buddha, he assumes that people have a natural desire to not do something that would be disapproved of, that these good spiritual friends would disapprove of. That there would be a certain degree of kind of awkwardness or regret or kind of self not feeling good about oneself if we're doing something that our good spiritual friends would disapprove of. So some of this then is having good spiritual friends, and having those that not only can be someone that we trust and someone we think is wise, but also someone maybe who could encourage the practice and bringing out the best qualities we have. In the Buddha's teachings, a good spiritual friend is someone who supports us to develop the 7 factors of awakening. These are some of the most beautiful qualities of heart that come out of deep Dharma practice. The cultivation or the development of present moment awareness, mindfulness, investigation, kind of a delightful and wholesome effort and engagement in the practice, joy, tranquility, samadhi, and equanimity. The Buddha said that it's a beautiful teaching, I think, of just as the dawn is the precursor to the rising sun, so externally the precursor or the heralding forth our own awakening is a good spiritual friend. So externally it's good spiritual friends, and internally is our capacity to have a deep, profound form of contemplation, attention to our inner life. And this profound contemplation, this profound kind of speaks to that we can have this inner beauty. And this is one of the word plays around the word Kalyanamitta that usually it probably means, good spiritual friends we have externally, but it also can mean friendship with our own beauty, our own ethical integrity. And so that our own inner beauty can be a protection for us. Our own inner beauty, our own sense of ethical sensibility, if we stay close to that, that supports us, that protects us from doing things that we later regret. It protects us from being mean to people, for example, or hostile. It prevents us from actions that harm other people that we somehow would later regret. There is a kind of guidance that we can receive internally if we're settled on ourselves and settled and relaxed and connected to this soft or this quiet place inside that offers a clear kind of guidance in living well, living out of a sense of goodness and compassion and care. So whether we find a good spiritual friend externally that we stay in touch with enough, that for me, when I was a new student in Buddhism, I was fortunate to have good spiritual teachers who I didn't talk to regularly, but I saw them regularly, and they reminded me, and just the fact that they were around or that I went to their talks and different things, I felt, oh, this is support for me. This reminds me to practice and really live from the best places from inside. And so to have good spiritual friends externally, and then to offer in yourself, discover a friendship with what is beautiful within, and to protect that, to support that, because it will protect you. It will guide you. It will keep you close to what's really valuable and important, and it probably makes life a lot simpler. Living unethically, lying, for example, and stealing and kind of doing things which are ethically questionable, tends to create a more complicated life. The little saying is that it's better to be honest because then there's less you have to remember. If we start lying, then important to remember the lies to keep them going. And but when you're being honest, you don't necessarily have to remember what you said because there's no need to keep the lie going. So a simpler life. So an inner simplicity of being, an inner joy of being, an inner beauty of being. This Kalyanamitta, externally and internally, is one of the great supports. And when we don't have it internally, then it can be really useful to have it externally. And to have Sangha members, other practitioners, other people who you feel are virtuous and have this inner beauty, and to spend time with them, to be around them, to be reminded by them that it is possible to be that way ourselves, to be around them enough to be inspired by them, so that yes, this is who I feel like when I'm most myself. This is where I want to come from. So may you consider both the topic of your inner beauty and also who are the people in your life that live in such a way that it inspires your beauty inside. Who is truthful, who is ethically virtuous, who has some quality of goodness that inspires you. It doesn't have to be a Buddhist, but stay close to them. Let your familiarity, your contact with them protect what is maybe most valuable in yourself. So thank you very much, and continue tomorrow. Oh yes, so the second quality that we talked about yesterday was learning much, learning about the Dharma, learning about goodness through study. So virtue, learning, applying what we learn, and then today as good spiritual friends. Thank you.